Thank you, Dave. So I think there's clarity and vision and controversy, as it should be, because I want to make a bridge here with a few remarks to take the vision that Dave just projected, which the steering committee endorsed yesterday, and transition now into how we will actually go about putting this into effect for our members, because we can agree here, but we have to go back to our facilities, go back to our union halls, and mobilize our co-workers around this campaign. So how will we do that? The way we will do that is by being very, very clear and very, very smart about our messaging and about our actions. So, our messages are that we do face the most challenging collective bargaining environment in the 15-year history of the partnership and in our coalition. We either understand that or we do not. This is the most severe economic crisis with unsustainable costs in health care, with an average family premium of more than $15,000 a year. Demand is up, competition is severe, reimbursement rates are dropping, and costs must be controlled. We have to be honest about this, sisters and brothers. The leading challenge in healthcare is the cost of healthcare. And as Dave just said, we have to take the lead on how we are going to frame the solution to solving the cost crisis in healthcare. We are expensive. We all agree. That's fine. We deserve it. But it is expensive. And we must protect it. We have to do it on a time when it's more challenging than ever. So this last little tagline here is very important for us to begin to really internalize. Either we lead on cost or we will be led. Don Berwick, some of you know, is the leading progressive thinker in the entire world about healthcare improvement. He recently served President Obama and the American people for more than a year as the director of CMS, the federal agency that oversees the $1 trillion budget of Medicare and Medicaid. These are Don Berwick's words. Sounds a lot like Dave's speech, if you ask me. The choice is stark. This is Don Berwick talking about Medicare and Medicaid. Because we have a huge crisis in this country, I think we all understand. Chronic conditions, delivering care for a growing and sicker population. So most people in Congress want to do what the bosses do, just cut, chop. Don Berwick says, no, improve. He says, if we permit chopping, I assure you that the chopping block will get very full, first with cuts to the most voiceless and poorest us, but soon after that, to more and more of the rest of us. Fewer health insurance benefits, declining access, more out-of-pocket burdens, and growing delays. If we don't improve, the cynics win. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? So we've gone through our union goals. We have to protect our jobs, contribute to cost reduction, improve our health, grow Kaiser in our unions, and improve the health of our communities. Now, this is really where I think it gets real. Are we going to be a 19th or 20th century union, or are we going to be a 21st century union? Because I assure you, if we sound like a 20th century union, we're going to lose like unions have lost in the 20th century. In the 21st century, it's almost as though we have to start over and have new strategies that are going to pull the workers in this country along so that we can regain the power we had in the 20th century. Workers today have no power in this country. There's only a handful of us who do. And what are we going to do with it? So are we going to be traditional or are we going to be transformational? We are showing that with all of the obstacles, unit-based teams are creating success. We are helping grow Kaiser Permanente. SEIU and other unions just helped bring 20,000 covered lives in Fresno into Kaiser Permanente. Would not have happened had it not been for the work of this union. Kaiser sees this success. in unit-based teams, in growth. Now we have to have the most positive set of messages and attitudes to the public. We have 4 strategies to win. Continue to improve quality service and efficiency while preserving the best place to work. Grow Kaiser Permanente. But here is the new and probably most important element. To improve our health and to begin to work to improve the health of our communities. We have seen this movie before. Sisters and brothers, many of you in this room have been around a long time. And in the 1980s and 1990s, layoffs, cuts, and benefit reductions were the rule. Were they not? It didn't work. The strategy failed. It led to strikes, controversy, and more losses. That movie ends badly, and in 1997, we did something about it. We formed the partnership, and since that time, we have been successful. So we've already on the track of transformation. The question is now, how far can we take it? Our goal has to be to cut costs without sacrificing workers. And we do that with an engaged workforce to create more value. Only we can take the waste, cost, errors, and efficiency out of the system. So we will launch a series of union activities to mobilize our members and the community to stand up for performance, growth, and total health. Our messages must be positive, focused on solving economic, public policy, competitive, and other outside influences that we are all facing together. Now, I just want to conclude by saying this, that the choice that we have is stark. It is truly stark. And it is a choice that we must make. It is a choice that we must make. And let me put it to you this way. History is very harsh. History is not going to judge the 20th century labor movement very well, I hate to say it, because with all the great work and all the great courage, the fact is we lost everything. And the 21st century is a different world than 1945, when the American economy was on a straight trajectory upward. We live in a world today that is very, very different. So either we act like a 21st century union and figure it out or not. And that's what our campaign is about. And let me have our wonderful leader here, Tanya Wallace-Gilburn, share with you what our campaign should look like.
Last year, we talked about the necessity of having a campaign. And to begin that campaign, we had 2 questions that we wanted to ask. One, we wanted to talk about, or ask ourselves, what is the definition of partnership? What's the true definition of partnership? And we agreed that partnership is an arrangement where parties agree to cooperate to advance their mutual interests. After getting clarity on that one question, the next thing that we had to ask ourselves is, do we have a partnership at Kaiser Permanente? Do we day-to-day live the definition of what partnership is? And for some of us, that was true in our facilities. But for many of us, it wasn't true. And so we had to say, then if this is important to us, if this is our definition of partnership, we've got to make that partnership real. And so with that understanding, we began our partnership campaign. And so I just want to review what we've done so far. And